You don't often hear factual truths spoken by the man who sometimes sits at the desk behind me, but today you'll hear them from me. This is episode 2 of Common Sense from an Oval Office. What could Trump's behavior concerning the Epstein files have to do with stem cells? If we step back and look at both issues objectively, we may find that they're two sides of the same cryptocurrency. As you watch this video, please keep in mind 2 points and consider a third. MAGA truly believed that Trump would fulfill his campaign pledge of releasing the full, unedited contents of the Epstein files. When G.W. Bush came into office in 2001, America's left and right both firmly believed he opposed embryonic stem cell research on moral grounds. In reality, Bush never intended to block or hamper stem cell research or human cloning, and Trump would never willingly release the full, unsanitized Epstein files. To explain why I believe I'm credible for saying the above, I paralyzed myself in a 1997 auto accident, which led me to study the science of spinal cord injury obsessively. In March of 2002, I realized that the public was being badly deceived concerning the medical potentials of embryonic stem cells. To reach the public with my pro-cures message, between 2002 and 2006, I testified at several government hearings. I spoke on CNN and at the New York Academy of Sciences, and I occasionally served as a surrogate spokesperson for the G.W. Bush White House and conservative groups. Here's a link between Bush, stem cells, Trump, and Epstein. While Bush divided the country over his purported morals, his administration nurtured, entrenched, and protected the federal funding of both embryonic stem cells and human cloning, while blocking or underfunding any research that threatened them. Why? It was all about money. Of the 7 diseases and disabilities that stem cells and cloning were promised to cure, after 23 years, none are cured. However, these same 7 conditions have made the drug industry over $1 trillion of revenues. By 2034, they're projected to earn them 1.3 trillion more. Trump's promise of exposing the Epstein files, like Bush's opposition to killing embryos, was nothing more than a political ploy to exploit the beliefs and emotions of his grassroots base. Neither had any intention of doing what they said they would do, because doing either would amount to political suicide. In Trump's case, it could land him in prison. Years later, I wondered how I could have been so blinded by my ego to think a GOP president would in reality oppose the long-range financial goals of America's richest and most politically influential industry. Likewise, tens of millions of Americans should now be asking themselves a similar question. How could they have believed for 1 second that Trump would release the full, unsanitized Epstein files, which would expose the criminal depravity of Epstein's closest friends? After all, hadn't Trump admitted that he and Epstein had been the best of friends for many years? And hadn't he written to Epstein, according to the Wall Street Journal, that they shared a secret passion? The common link between the stem cells, Trump, and the Epstein files is a social betrayal that has divided and exploited America for decades by controlling us through our beliefs, our biases, and our emotions. I'm James Kelly, and this is just Common Sense from an Oval Office.